Weekly Comic Review, January 14th, 2026. It was a really good week for comics. I think I got some good ones. We're going to jump right on into DC. First off was a DC KO tie-in, Aquaman number 13, a cover art by uh, John Timms. And I got this because it was a Mira story, and I just started role playing, writing role play for Mira, so I kind of wanted it for reference purposes. And it was a wonderful story about her youth compared with the uh, future, which is an evil version of Princess Andy has come to take over Atlantis while Aquaman is off fighting in the KO bouts. Um, and this was really good. I will be getting Aquaman 14 because it concludes in there. And the story was so good that I want to know how it concluded. The art was amazing, the writing was good. I'm so glad I picked it up. I got a Nathan's Zardy variant, which I thought was just absolutely stunning. I love mermaids, and I love the two knives in her hand. A really great cover. So I had to have that. So I got both of those. And then my next DC was the big DCKO. I got the A cover, of course, which is it's got a plastic poly. Let me take it out of here. It's got like a little plastic shiny cover, and then the actual artwork main cover is, oops, there we go, behind it. So um, this, again, it was predictable. Final Four was determined at the end of this comic. Spoiler alert! I'm totally gonna spoil it. So if you don't want to hear, cover your ears for the next 30 seconds. Blah 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 blah. Because definitely spoiler alert. Final Four are Superman versus Lex Luthor, Wonder Woman versus Joker. So as I said, I think it's predictable. I have been kind of hoping and saying that, to me, as I've been reading it, I think Wonder Woman is going to take the whole thing. Um, I think that's also a little bit of wishful thinking on my part, that I would love to see Wonder Woman win it. I knew she would go to at least this round on her side, just as I knew Superman would go to at least, this uh, semifinal uh, prior to this, especially once it was obvious that they were knocking Batman out to go do something else. Um, what are they going to do? It's either going to be Superman versus Wonder Woman, or Superman versus Joker, or it's going to be Joker versus Lex, Superman, or Lex versus Wonder Woman. I really think one of our two heroes is going to come out on top, especially given what happened at the end, which I won't spoil for you. But what happened to Superman at the end of three uh, probably will be predictably Superman. But really, from the beginning, it was like, of the villains, you knew these two were going the distance, Lex and Joker. And of the heroes, you knew Wonder Woman and Superman, the two of the Trinity, arguably two of the strongest. Right? We're going the distance. So it was predictable. I'm going to be interested to see what happens in this round, and what happens in the uh, who ends up. This Final Four is great, but I'm going to be interested to see what happens for issue 5. At the end of issue 4, who are the remaining two, and how are they going to fix all this, because everybody's dead. And but they can't stay dead because they all have titles that are continuing, and they can't be doing their lives the way that we've been reading them doing their lives if they're all dead. So obviously something has to happen at the end that's going to fix everything. But the hint at the end that we're going to see the four against the absolute heroes has a lot of potential. So I'm really excited to see number four, and what's going to happen with that, and how they're going to play this out for the last two, and which titles are going to have the little side stories in this last final four, and then the big finale between, where we see the final fight and we get, the ultimate champion. So that said, my rant on DCKO, I did get this amazing Carla Cohen Zatanna cover that actually, Tessa, when she was co-host on Codex Station, Zatanna's Character of the Week. This was one of her favorite covers, and the moment I saw it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to get that when it comes out," because it's just an amazing, amazing cover of Zatanna with the cards on fire, and everything about it is just so, 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 so gorgeous. And Zatanna's always been one of my favorite characters. So that's it for that. And then last but not least, for DC, I got the Wonder Woman Black and Gold 2026 special, and it had 6 stories in it, and 4 out of the 6 were really good. Honestly, the one by Tom King wasn't even my favorite. I can't remember all the other authors at the top of my head. But the last couple at the end really fell flat for me. They felt completely out of the continuity that we're in right now. I mean, they just, and they didn't seem to fit in anywhere else from her past. They were just kind of thrown in there out of the blue and just kind of felt very out of place. Otherwise, though, I always like the specials, and I do like, this is just the A cover by Carla Cohen, as I said, and I really do like the kind of the spinning from Diana Prince in her uniform to Diana in the front. So that was it for my DC. Next, we have Marvel, and I only got Black Cat in Marvel. So, of course, we have the Adam Hughes A cover with her and Daredevil, and I love this cover, and it was a really cute story. We got Daredevil and Black Cat, but we also got Felicia and Matt, and some really playful, flirty banter, and the inside of what a Marvel vampire court, literally courtroom, court of law, looked like. It was really kind of cool. And I'm thoroughly enjoying this series. I'm glad that they said it was going to be like only a 5-issue run, and then they decided to make it ongoing. And I'm really glad that it's an ongoing, because I'm thoroughly enjoying Felicia's romp on trying to be somewhat good and somewhat bad, kind of walking that line a little bit. Then Clayton Crane did a whole series for all the Marvel titles this week. He did a bunch of covers. So I, of course, got Black Cat's version. There we go. That's a better angle. It's terrible glare. I really thought this was a great cover. It was very reminiscent to me of Selena. So I was glad to add that to my variant collection. And that's it for Marvel, because I don't get a lot of Marvel titles. I'm definitely a DC girl. I have a handful of, like, I've been following Wanda Maximoff since her title started in 2022, late 2022, early 2023. I read all of Jean Grey's Phoenix, which I really liked at the beginning, but Stephanie Phillips kind of lost me at the end. Same with the Storm, the recent Storm that came out last year. I read that. I read Rogue Savage Storm last year. But right now I'm only reading Black Cat and Wanda Sorcerer Supreme. So my Marvel is kind of limited right now. On the independents, I, of course, got the penultimate Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring. This is the second to last episode, and what an episode. Second to last issue, what an issue. It was creepy and a twist, and this anamorphic town of was it Woodtown, or Woodlawn, something like that. The name of the town is escaping my head at the moment. With this bear serial killer running loose, and finally think that walls are going to close in, but there's a twist that you really don't see coming, and it really sets up something spectacular for the final issue. So I'm going to be really looking forward to that, which probably, if I know the way ID is putting these out, we might get it next month, but we probably won't see it until March. But I'm looking forward to seeing how they wrap this up. This has just been an amazing, creepy, great piece of comic history. And this is just, of course, the A cover. But yeah, this has just been amazing. And then Dark Horse Comics put out a new Tomb Raider Sacred Artifacts. I think that they are working to play off of the Amazon Prime Tomb Raider that's going to be dropping with Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones. This was really good. It was set up like she was doing a television interview. So the interviewer was asking questions, and every page had and panel or page had the little logo for the TV station in the corner. But it was a very typical Tomb Raider, in between Laura telling her answering the questions and telling her little stories. We get panels of her, doing her archaeological hunting and jumping over things and finding things and kicking butt and taking names. So I'm really looking forward to this 4-issue run. I added it to my sub list as soon as I heard that it was dropping. I have the crossover that they did in the 90s with Tomb Raider and Witchblade. So this will be a nice add to my collection. And that's it for my weekly pulls. I did get two. I have had four outstanding comics that I had won auctions for. I got two of them in the mail this week. I still have two more coming. This, I told you told everybody I was collecting the second run of Cloak and Dagger, which was in 1985. And I want to say had 11 comics. Let me check my list here. I know I have it written down. Yeah, 11 issues. So I'm working on that currently. And I got issue number 4 for 79 cents. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. And then I got number 7 for 99 cents. And so this means that I now have 1 through 4 total, and 7 and 8. So I need 5 and 6, and then 9 through 11. So I'm getting there slowly but surely. I troll auctions until I can find ones that are, in my price range. I am hoping to hit a couple comic book uh, cons that I know. I think Shoff, something. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Uncle Gary from Codex Station told me about it, and they go to Maryland, about half an hour from me. And then they also go to Annandale, Virginia, which is also about a half an hour from where I am in Virginia. And I'm hoping to hit one of those this winter and see if I can find decent prices on some of those cloak and daggers that I'm looking for, because I'm also looking for the third series that came out that started in 1989 and I believe went through 1991, and that has 19 issues, of which I have like uh, 9 and 10. I think I have like two 9 and 10. I have a weird number of them. But as because I'm on a little bit limited income, I'm always, searching for those deals and doing it slow. So that is it. Believe it or not, for my week. This has been a long week. My brother and had moved my mom from her place in down in the Tidewater area of Virginia up back here. So she's about central between the two of us, and we moved. We set this up in 3 weeks, and we moved her in a week. Got everything packed up and moved and unpacked into their new retirement community. And I think that they're going to be much happier. I know we're going to be happy that we don't have to have her driving all the way up here for holiday events from the Tidewater area. So, but it's been a long week, so I'm a little tired. So excuse me if I made some speech errors. I'm also still getting the hang of this podcast thing. I'm really hoping that my friend Krista and or Katie is going to be able to join me next week. I'm going to really kind of push for that, because we've been talking about doing something together, the three of us, for a while, and I'm hoping that I can convince one, if not both of them, to join me next week, and we can talk more about our comic polls and some pop culture stuff, and what we enjoy most about comics. Sometimes I think that that's one of the reasons I enjoy when Tessa's on Codex, because I don't think there's enough we have a lot of female writers and artists now, but I don't think that there is enough female voices in the fandom to let these comic companies know that we are out here and we are buying titles, and we're buying issues, and we're buying variants, and we're watching the TV shows, and we're watching the movies, and we're just as invested as the guys are. I think that that's important that the industry knows. I mean, I'm sure they're aware, but the more women that we get out here, and promoting what they're doing and what they like, and only helps the industry. And I want to see more comics. I want to see, something that started literally right before my dad was born to now. I want my grandkids to enjoy as many comics as I have. I want their kids to be able to enjoy comics. So I think it's important. And I think it's important that we continue to support the women writers and the women artists and those strong female characters that we've been drawn to since we were kids. So off my soapbox now. I hope you guys have a great week ahead of you, going into this third week of January. And I will see you next Sunday. So this is Lizzie D.